Christopher Walsh with just a minute, and one of the more interesting developments from the SEC spring meetings was actually something that didn't happen. There was no announcement made about future football scheduling, and apparently no decision has been made yet. Now, we all know that the SEC is looking primarily at two proposals, one for an 8-game schedule with one permanent opponent, a 9-game schedule with 3 permanent opponents. Either way, some of the league's rivalries are, well, they're going to take a hit. And instead of playing the team, say, every year, you're going to see a lot of situations where there are 3 teams, or 3 years are going to be the difference. And obviously, a rivalry is going to lose a lot of its luster if you're not playing every single year. Now, look, a lot of this is just speculation because, we haven't heard anything from the SEC office. But either way, no matter what they pick, well, pretty much everyone's going to be unhappy. And look, let's just use the example of Alabama and Tennessee. And to a lot of Crimson Tide fans, this is the biggest rivalry in school history. But say if they go with the 8-game plan, one permanent opponent, seems logical that the permanent opponent would be Auburn. What happens to Tennessee? What happens to LSU? What happens to Ole Miss? What happens to Mississippi State? It's going to create a lot of problems. And instead, we're going to get a lot of games like Alabama playing South Carolina. It's nothing against South Carolina. It's just, it's not a rivalry like these other games. If the 9-game proposal happens, which I got to say, if between the two options, it is by far the better option. And I just can't imagine the 8-game scenario being considered much longer. But if it's a 9-game, 3 permanent opponents, what do you base it on? Is it on geography? Is it based on just, how big, how much of a history that the programs have? There are a lot of different factors that are going to come into it. Plus, it all has to kind of fit in like a jigsaw puzzle. So you're still going to have situations where Alabama isn't playing some of its biggest rivals. Alabama LSU, probably no chance that it's going to be an annual game anymore if one of these proposals comes up. So yeah, this is something that should be on the radars for everyone for something that's coming up. And if you're the league, you'll hope that they minimize the damage that could be caused.